So how many of us have those coworkers who just can't manage to show up for work on time? They're late 4, 5, 6 times, and they always have the same excuse. They always blame the alarm clock. My alarm clock didn't go off. Hold up. Did you just blame an inanimate object for your inability to show up for work on time? Weird. Here's a thought. There's 3 possibilities that exist. Number 1, your alarm clock truly malfunctioned. If that's the case, they're $5 at Walmart. Why wasn't it replaced immediately? You lost more money being late than it cost to replace that alarm clock. Why don't you have a couple of them? Maybe make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That way you have backups. Here's the second thing, and probably the more likely. You failed to set the alarm clock. Why are you trying to blame the alarm clock for not doing something when you didn't tell it to do it? And here's the third thing. Maybe you slept through it. Listen, I sleep real hard. I know I sleep real hard. That's why I have 3 spouses and 8 alarm clocks to wake me up. Take responsibility for yourself. It's not that hard. In any event, y'all have a wonderful day. Set your alarm clocks. Bye. So in the comments section of this video, after you've watched it, please tell me the bullshit level that you think this is on a scale of 1 being no bullshit at all and 10 being a ridiculous amount of bullshit. I am in a college physics class, and in that class, because it's entirely online, you watch these videos from the instructor, and then you're assigned homework. And that homework will be a series of problems that you have to work through, each problem equal to 1 point. And you will have 3 attempts to get that question correct. If, however, you want to give up a third of a point, you can watch a pre-recorded video of the instructor solve that problem. But you're not allowed to see the instructional video until after you give up a third of a point. So you're basically paying for the instruction with your grade. Pardon me, I already paid for this class with money. And through this system, the lowest grade you can get on the quiz is a 66 because he shows you the answer in the video. This person says, well, you don't need college now. I would ask the question, don't I? See, in my profession, they're switching everything away from using county health inspectors, and they're transitioning it to the private sector and having engineers sign off on everything that we're doing. So that means for me to do anything, I'm going to need to pay an engineer to come up with a plan. And at that point, I have to ask myself the question, is it cheaper to pay an engineer and have my business contingent upon him, i.e. be beholden to engineers, or do I just go to school and become an engineer myself? I'm going to go with option B, where I am in control of the destiny of my company and not reliant on somebody else. So as I work a full-time job, do social media and content, and go to school full-time, I'm going to thank the North Carolina State Legislature for making it to where I have absolutely no free time so that I can secure the future for myself and my employees. It's not that bad. I love going to school. So I'm taking some college classes, and for my trig class, I'm not doing so well. So I showed up early to class, about an hour, sitting in the classroom, working some problems, trying to get some extra study time in. And by the door walks the department chair for the mathematics department. She pokes her head in the door. She looks at me and she goes, how's the class going? I said, well, not so good. She goes, oh, what are you struggling with? I said, well, about 70% of the class is not taught. It's asynchronous, which means I have to learn it on my own. I paid for a full class, and 70% of it's not being taught by the instructor. I'm just learning that myself. I might as well just watch YouTube videos. Why is that? She said, well, in studies, it's been shown that students who learn by studying on their own actually do better. I was like, oh, okay. And I went back to doing my trig. As I was walking out of the college that day, that conversation came back to my mind. And I realized, wait a second. If I'm going to do better studying on my own, why do I need the college in the first place? Well, the answer to that question is pretty easy. They're the people that have to verify your education so you can go do things and get professional licenses that require degrees in education. It's just strange to me that I have to go there and pay them whenever, according to her, the studies show that I'll actually learn it better if I do it on my own. Can I just skip going to class entirely and show up for the test? Better yet, I don't even want to show up for the test. Let's just do that online. It's going to get to a point pretty quickly where you don't need college. So what do you guys think? Should occupational licenses be based on testing, or should they be based on college attendance? I would be interested to hear what you think in the comments. Have a great day. So I got a phone call from my buddy. He asked me to go pick him up at the gas station. I was like, dude, what's going on? You're at the gas station. Like, obviously you have a car. It seems that his girlfriend totaled his Chevy S10 going 5 miles an hour at the gas station. Apparently she was done filling up, got in the truck, turned right, hit those yellow barriers that are at the end of each gas pump. When she hit it, she didn't stop. You know, she just wondered why the vehicle wasn't moving. So she put the gas to it and just wrecked the side of the truck. 5 miles an hour. That truck is totaled. Be careful who you let drive your truck. Life's a bitch. So the office manager for another company in town is apparently going to college, and she's doing quite well because the college has decided to, 1, put her on the dean's list, and 2, give her the Academic Achievement Award. So she asked her boss 3 weeks in advance if she could have the 3 hours off to go to this ceremony. Well, it seems that he's vacationing in Florida that week, and her taking 3 hours off, well, that's just not going to work. So now she's interviewing with other companies. At some point, she's going to go in and turn in her 2 weeks' notice, and he's going to wonder why she's leaving. Just food for thought.